Hey Dreamers, I'm Bryce from Midnight Notion, singer-songwriter, musician, and big fan of Metallica, but I have no idea what my favorite song is. Could it be Wherever I May Roam? Let's use math to find out. Cue the intro.
So give it to me now!
For the best Metallica song! Wherever I May Roam, track number 5 off of the Black Album, and the epic anthem for all those who wander, all those who are lost, all those who are traveling around the globe with a band that's just touring all the time. This is your song. We are going to be listening to the song, and then I'm going to blah, blah, blah my way through it, and then I'm going to give it a score based on the following criteria. We've got lyrics, instrumentation, composition, memorability, and emotional response. Each category is a 0 to 4 scale with a grand total possible of 20 points, and we'll see at the end if it has enough points to get to the top 10. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you can be here every day. We're looking for 1,000 subscribers, and check out my music on Spotify, iTunes, Bandcamp, YouTube, wherever you want to get your music online. I'm sure I'm probably there under Midnight Notion. I'd love to share my stuff with you. And oh hey, big shout out to those of you who donated to the Huge Theater Improvathon yesterday. Lots of money was raised for this wonderful little theater. I got to be part of a couple of shows, and it was a whole lot of fun. So thank you to all of you who were able to contribute. It means the world to me. You can always contribute anytime to their website, but Give to the Max Day is a big deal here in Minnesota. So thank you. Let's get into the song. The gong. There's a lot of stuff going on here. There's a lot to unpack. I don't know the names of every instrument that's going on. I'm pretty sure it sounds almost like a sitar at one point. There's a clean guitar. There's also some sort of it's layered. You can hear doubling. There's one that has kind of a softer, maybe warmer tone, and then there's one that's more of a boom, boom, boom. That's probably a sitar, but it could be any other instrument. I'm not as familiar with Far Eastern instruments or even Middle Eastern instruments, but I can tell there's that sort of Middle Eastern vibe going here. We started with the gong, or some form of a gong. I don't know if that was even a gong, actually. I don't know. It could have been just like strike. I know there's a video of them experimenting in the studio with different things, so they could have just hit some sort of metal and then put a spring reverb on it or something. I don't know. There could be a lot of things, but either way, it's stacked and it's layered. So this isn't just straight a guitar with a plug-in, a guitar with a pedal. There's a lot of layers here. Do some clicking. The little bell. That sound, that whoosh, that whip sound, that's actually the bass guitar. I'm pretty sure. I actually haven't gone to verify, but I have seen a day or a year and a half in the life of Metallica, and I believe they cover that. They're slapping the bass guitar, and there's like a reverb on it, and there's like a whoosh. So anytime you hear that in this song, whoosh, that's the bass guitar. And it's not the bass guitar part, right? He's not playing that part live. It's just recorded that way for the studio version. Really cool. I love this halftime groove. You hear that? We got to talk about this main riff. It's time to get the guitar out. So the main riff of this song is in what's called the Phrygian mode. It's not a scale. It's not an E minor. It's not a melodic minor or anything like that. It is the Phrygian scale. Let me explain the Phrygian scale. If we were to start from E major, just an E, this is what the scale would sound like. Sounds kind of happy, right? It's a little happy. If we count out each one of those notes and assign it a number from low to high, it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 8, that is E, the bottom one is E. So we have an octave there. The Phrygian mode takes the 2, the 3, the 6, and the 7, and it flats all of them. It lowers them down by a half step. So instead of 1, 2, we take this 2 and we turn it down 1/2 step. Now it's an F. So if we do the 2 and the 3 and the 6 and the 7, we get this scale. Now that one doesn't sound so happy. However, if I play those same notes starting from C, we get a C major scale. It's all the same notes, but it's been moved down to the E. And now it sounds evil. Why is this important? Well, it really isn't. It's just an interesting note for those of you who are music nerds out there, so I figured I'd pass the information on. Let's get back to rockin'. It's important because it's unusual. I like how this riff is changing up. I should mention before we get off of the Phrygian mode stuff, that kind of gives it that sort of, I don't want to say Egyptian, but that sort of Middle Eastern vibe, right? You can kind of imagine the pyramids when you hear this song. There's something about like deserts and sands. It feels very that. So that's part of why this is important. I want to point out this main riff. It usually starts with an E. Ba, ba-na-na-na, ba, ba-na-na-na, ba. Now we're going to move on to this little climb. Do, 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 do. And that riff is going to come back later because we're going to stop on it. I don't know. I just think it's a cool change. And then the slap of the bass comes later. Big toms. There's a really cool clean guitar going on in the background. The lead guitar is doing this, but you can hear like a clean guitar doing something subtle in the background. I'm going to rewind, or just listen really, really close. Might be playing the same thing. It sounded like it's going do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, instead of do-do-do-do, that climb up, do-do-do-do. It feels like it's changing a little bit. I've never actually learned that part before. Is that tabbed out in most tabs? Or I've always only played James's parts, so I don't know. But that's a really cool thing. I'm just now hearing for the first time this weird clean guitar in the back. It's kind of hidden behind that distorted guitar. So really cool. I like that. It's widening out the sound. Can I just say I appreciate that there wasn't a crash hit there? Gives me all I need. Psh! That's what I would think to do, is the crash hit. But just to go back to the toms without the crash keeps us in the verse. It keeps us, like the crash kind of emphasizes a change. We're going on to the next part. And I like that he went back to the toms. I think that's cool. There's that clean again. Straight riff. I really appreciate how we go into this riff. The way that they build into that, they're like changing where the riff lies. Does that make sense? It feels now, because where his vocals are placed, "What you will," call me what you will, is during the main riff. So when he stops singing, it feels like the main riff starts with da 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 da. It's like starting a piece later, 2 bars, whatever bars. So the dun 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 is the beginning of the riff, but he's singing over it. So it just feels off, but not in a bad way. It's interesting. I like that. Down to the 2, the flat 2. Back to the 1. Now this A sharp or B flat, wherever it lands in the scale, is not part of the Phrygian scale. So that's why I specify the main riff is definitely the Phrygian mode, but this note doesn't fall in that. So they're either adding sharps to keep the song interesting, or I guess I'm not a whiz at music theory. So music theory nerds out there, tell me how this A sharp comes to play in the song. Is it just sharping for the sake of sharping, or is there another sort of melodic version of the Phrygian mode? Let me know in the comments below. Let's keep going. Love those stops. To the unknown. There it is. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? If you listen very, very carefully, you can hear the reverse effect on his vocals when he says the "I ask no one." There's a "I ask no one." What they do is they sing "I," and then they put an echo on it, "I," and then they reverse it, "Ah," and then they add it after, or sorry, before the "I," so it leads it "I," and it's a really cool effect. Backing it up just a little bit so you can hear that. Here it is, listen. It sounded like there was a delay on there. Was there a delay on there? Let's check that out. To see, did it do it twice? Yeah, they did an "I" and an "ask." Maybe it was an "ask." I don't know, but there was a second reverse there. I'm hearing for the first time. This is neat. Nitpicking this stuff is fun for me. I don't know if it's fun for you, but I'm having fun. I appreciate that the chorus starts on the 2, right? It's not on the E, it's on the F. It starts on the F. I love it when choruses are on a different part of the scale than the rest of the song. This song is sitting real comfortably on that E. It's starting a lot of their riffs. The main riff is E. The verses start on E. They go around a little bit. They come back to E, and then we almost get back to the E at the end of that riff before the chorus, but then it lands on F. It's just shy, 1/2 step shy. I'm drooling. I got to call attention also to the fact that the Never Mind Anywhere, that line changes every single chorus. And I think they have 4 choruses in this song. So he's given himself a lot of work to do live, and he has failed that so many times. Check out the live versions of this song. He kind of just goes, never mind, never mind, never mind everywhere, never mind anywhere. I don't know. He doesn't get the same order that he does on the record. And I don't blame him, because, I mean, I have a song that's, I guess I think of the song Hey Babe, and my second and third chorus are very similar in the way that they end, but the words are switched. So call me back sometime, and so call me back tonight. Those are different, but then the leading word before that is also different in each one. So I get goofed up live, and that's just one little change in one song. This is multiple changes in one song. So I don't blame him. I think now they have lyrics on display for him that he can reference if he needs them, which there's no shame in that. I mean, when you've written 116 songs, it's okay if you forget some lyrics. I don't think there's anything wrong with keeping them on the stage. You remember 116 songs. Memorize all of them. I mean, I don't know. Don't challenge that. You probably got more than that. Just let's jam. This is now harmonized. That part, just so cool. Holding out the mind. Take my fine. Take my find or take my fine. It really matters what you say here, because I'm telling you, that parking ticket for parking outside just minutes after I was supposed to, not taking that fine. I'm sorry. That's junk. Pay your dues. That's my favorite. At the end of every chorus, he does like a yeah, ooh yeah, whatever. But the "that's right," I think, is punctuated by the drums going dun dun dun. That's right. Dun dun dun. It's really cool. I want to hear it one more time because I talked over it. Wait for the stop. That's a good solo. Change up. No more. C. That's a note we haven't really seen much of in this song. We haven't gone up to that C very often. This riff. Little double kick there. Slightly. Yeah, just in that little dun 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 dun. Right here. Oh, I guess that was a fill. Yeah! All right, who's keeping track? That's 3 fade outs. We got Sandman. We've got Unforgiven. We got Wherever I May Roam. All of them fading out. Do we have other fade outs in this record? Or do they all end from here? I don't know. But that's 3 fade outs. You got to be careful with your fade outs. You can't use them all on one record. You got to space them out. All right, ultimately, pretty fun song. I like headbanging to this one. You know what? Let's talk about the points. Here we go. Whoosh. Lyrics. What is this song about? It's about wandering the world and being okay with it. This person apparently really likes being out on the road and doesn't need anybody to be there with them. They're a roamer, a wanderer, a nomad, a vagabond, and they don't care if you call them that because that's who they are. The road is their bride, keeps them satisfied, and I don't know. I think there's a lot of fun stuff about this song. I really like Dust and Throat. With dust and throat I crave. Only knowledge will I save, right? They're not gathering items and adding them into a pack. He doesn't have like a pause inventory screen with a bunch of heavy items. Link, I'm looking at you. He's just keeping the knowledge, right? Going around, maybe just a pack on the back, seeking whatever they can find. Their home is wherever they lay down for that night, and they're totally fine with that. That's all they need. And then what's going to be on their grave when they died? Here I lay, wherever I may roam, right? It's a cool story. It's a cool effect. I like the way it's told. And so I can't really complain about these lyrics. I love the list items, the rover, wanderer, nomad, vagabond. I love when songs do stuff like that. I love the kind of just whatever attitude of the point of view. So I don't know. I just really like this song. So lyrically, I'm going to give it a 4. Instrumentation. I don't know. They did fine. Nothing really stands out in this song. There's nothing really outstanding, really new. I think it's really cool that they're playing in the Phrygian mode, and I think that is unusual, especially considering who they are. I don't know for sure, but I don't think any of them really studied music theory. I think the most music theoretical one in the band probably was Cliff, and they're two records beyond his passing. So I don't know if that influence came from Bob Rock. I don't know if they read up into it, or if they were just noodling on the guitar and it just happened to fall into this mode. Whatever the case is, it's unique because it's not something that I think you hear a lot unless the person is studying music theory and wants to do that. So I want to give them credit for doing that. I don't know for sure, but I would just like to give them credit for using a different scale. There's, again, not much to pick out on this song. I like some of the backing stuff, the whoosh and the sitar or whatever it is in the intro. Not much to complain about. It's kind of right in the middle, but I don't know. I'm feeling gracious today, so they can have a 3. Composition. This one falls into the same old. Verse, chorus, verse, chorus, solo, chorus. This time they add another solo and another chorus, and then an outro. Has a fade out. I don't know why I have such a thing against fade outs. I think this one does feel earned. That riff is good enough on its own, and I think that's where they get all of their points in this category. That main riff is super catchy. It's kind of got a call and response to it as on its own, like it's cool. I don't know. I like the riff, and then it changes. It's really, really hooky, and I think that's where this composition gets most of its meat from me. So I don't know. There's no real big changes, no tempo or time signature changes. There's maybe a stop here or there that might make it a 2/4 measure or a 1 or whatever, but it isn't that out there. It's not brand new. It's just kind of meh. So we're just going to keep this at a 2. This is Bryce. I told my upstairs neighbor to stop. I don't know if my pipes are connected to anybody else. Sync problems. Memorability. I don't know about you, but I think this song is super, super memorable. The one thing they've got going on for them is that the chorus has that call and response, and the response is almost always anywhere. But I'll take my time anywhere. Free to speak my mind anywhere. Redefine anywhere. So by saying anywhere multiple times like that, They have 4 choruses, so you have plenty of times to remember what to say or to how to respond. You can even learn the hook of the song at the end of the chorus. Where I lay my head is home. You could learn that. But the thing that stands out to me the most, like I said, is that main riff. It just sits. It's a hook that... I will use this as a sound check. For as much as this song may not be my favorite, I'm already giving the spoilers away, but it's not my favorite Metallica song. But that riff is such a good sound check riff. It just feels good to play. It's a nice medium tempo. It feels like you're riffing, but it's not too difficult. So I don't know. I still like it. It's pretty memorable. I'd say this one, memorability, I'm going to give it a 4. Emotional response, as I just said, I don't really need this song anymore. This is one of those, I don't know. The Black Album is filled with really great, iconic Metallica pieces, but at the same time, it's also filled with songs that they've played so many times that I don't kind of need them anymore. There's a couple of treasures hidden in this record that we'll get to coming up very soon. But in the meantime, this song just, I don't know. I feel like I've heard it enough. I've seen it live a couple of times. I don't really need it anymore. I'm not down on it, but I'm not really up on it anymore. I like that main riff, but that's not enough to give it like that positive energy. So it's right in the middle for me. To keep it safe, for emotional response, this is a 2. And with that, Wherever I May Roam gets a grand total of 15 points, which unfortunately is not enough to make it to the top 10. It currently sits in 20th place out of 40. That's right, this is the 40th video. 40 days in a row I've been uploading these things. Whew, it's been a ride. But it does not make it to the top 10, unfortunately. I do still like the song. Don't get down on me. There's a really great top 10 list. Check this out. We've got 1 at the top with the Unforgiven, and second, we've got some really wonderful songs on this list, and you're going to have to get at least 17 points to come anywhere close to this. So 15 is still a very good score. Back in the beginning of this, if we were still on Kill 'Em All or Ride the Lightning, this would have made the top 10. But unfortunately, progressing through their discography in order, this one doesn't quite make it, and it's only halfway through their entire list so far. So that's our top 10. Now it's your turn. Tell me in the comments below what score you would give this song based on my criteria. Make sure you follow Midnight Notion on all the social media platforms. I'd love you to listen to my music on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your music online. And let me know too. Write a review. Tell me what you think of it. I want to know. I want to work on more music that you like. It's music that I like, really. But I would love to share more music with you, and I like to know what you're into. So let me know. And of course, smash that subscribe button so you can be here tomorrow to listen to Don't Tread on Me. Do 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 do. Thank you for watching. We'll see you then.